Ghosts used to enforce the rules. In early literature, they show up like bailiffs from the afterlife. Shakespeare makes the point crystal clear. In Hamlet, the dead king declares, "I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night," and orders his son to revenge his foul and most unnatural murder. That's a moral subpoena. The ghost isn't there to spook, he's there to correct a crime. Track the shift from that courtroom energy to mystery, and finally, to the mind. That arc tells you how the West wrestled with faith, science, and fear. First stop, the Gothic birth scene. Horace Walpole's The Castle of Otranto tosses giant helmets from the sky and dim corridors at us, then toys with our nerves. A heroine shrieks, thinking she sees her dead fiancé. The figure steps forward. "Be not alarmed, lady. I will not injure you." It's a disguise. Walpole pulls the mask, not the veil. Anne Radcliffe takes the same corridor and cleans it. Her novels flood the room with candlelight. The groans and specters become drafts, echoes, or deceit. She's after the sublime, terror with logic at the exit. Then the Victorians make ghosts a public debate. Séances boom. Table rapping goes mainstream. The Society for Psychical Research opens shop in 1882 to test apparitions with something like science. Writers feed on the tension. Charles Dickens loves A Christmas Ghost but keeps his hand on the natural explanation. A Christmas Carol uses spirits to hammer social conscience, but Scrooge himself jokes they may be a bad bit of beef. The Signalman leaves its omen open. Warning or coincidence? Elizabeth Gaskell plants grief in a haunted mansion. J.S. Lefanu's stories lean into suggestion and mesmeric theory. In Green Tea, a demonic monkey stalks a clergyman who might simply be unraveling. The point? The ghost sits on the fence between theology and physiology, and Victorians enjoy watching it balance. But the late century shifts the ground. The haunting moves inside the skull. Henry James's The Turn of the Screw gives us a governess who sees figures at windows and across lawns, Peter Quint, Miss Jessel, while the text refuses to certify them. Are they spirits, or her own repression set loose? We're made to squint. Guy de Maupassant's The Horla pushes further. An unseen presence drains the narrator and conquers his will. He writes like a man possessed by an illness with a name he can't pronounce. Hypnotism, suggestion, madness, the ghost overlaps them all. Now the modern chill, M.R. James, early 1900s, he swaps sermons for scholarship. A curious academic unseals an old whistle and regrets having hands. In "Oh, Whistle, and I'll Come to You, My Lad," the apparition made itself a body of the bedclothes. Perfect. No chain-rattling speeches. Just the past knitting itself out of fabric and air. His lesson is simple. Rummage in the wrong archive, and the archive rummages back. So the lineage runs like this. Judge, trick, experiment, psyche, relic. Early ghosts police a moral order. Victorians argue with them under a gas lamp. By century's end, the mind becomes the house that's haunted. And with M.R. James, history itself reaches out and touches your shoulder. Which era's ghost gets under your skin? Hamlet's Avenger, Dickens's Visitations, James's ambiguous visions, or that bedsheet thing you'll never unsee? Tell me in the comments. If you want more of this tour through the uncanny, subscribe and read along. Most of these texts are free online. Until next time, keep your candles lit and your prefaces loaded.